Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Serie A recap. What another fantastic weekend. Week 16. Of course, the big Monday night game between Inter and Lazio. No contest. Inter raising their hand. We're here and we're not going away. If somebody thought that Inter was out of this Scudetto race today, 6-0 against one of the most informed teams in Serie A, La Lazio. Simply incredible. They scored 4 goals in the second half, 2 goals in 2 minutes between Barella and Dumfries, closing out the game. Incredible performance from top to bottom. Guys, they demonstrated why they won the Scudetto last year and why they're still a top team this year. They're 3 points behind Atalanta with a game in hand, so they could possibly be tied with Atalanta for first spot if they managed to win that game against Fiorentina that was postponed because of the Bove incident. Guys, incredible performance by Inter. They dominated from start to finish against a very good Lazio team this season. Unbelievable. Atalanta, Cagliari. Guys, Atalanta beating Cagliari 1-0. And Atalanta is starting to believe they can win their first Scudetto. They're starting to believe it. They're starting to play like a team that believes it. And once again, this weekend, a unsung hero finding a goal for them, giving them the victory. Zaniolo off the bench. Yes, Carnesecchi having to make a big save towards the end to keep the result. But this Atalanta team is on fire. 10 straight victories in Serie A. Top of Serie A with 37 points. They are flying. And even at that, Gasperini found something to complain about at the end of the game, saying that besides the 11 starters, the subs and the players that play less need to modify a bit their mentality. They need to get there, be less childish. Like, he wants players to be at a certain level. He wants everybody to contribute, and we're seeing it. People off the bench scoring some big goals, and this Atalanta team is on fire. Napoli, Udine. Napoli wins 3-1. They were down 1-0 at halftime. A Toivonen goal for Udinese, and in the second half, 3 unanswered Napoli goals. Lukaku leading the charge, and of course, without Kvaratskhelia, guys, even Napoli putting behind them their horrible season last year, and this year with Conte, they are marching only 2 points behind Atalanta. Bad news for Napoli today. Buongiorno gets hurt. He's going to miss a lot of games. But overall, even Conte said it, they're on the right path, they're in the right direction, and it shows. The way they play, like a very unified team, they play well, hard to beat. Guys, that's what you need. That's what you need. That's what Conte brings. That's what Gasperini brings. That's what Inzaghi brings with Inter, and they are simply on fire. And then there's a string of horrible teams. Milan, Roma, and Juventus. Juventus finding a way to keep that unbeaten streak alive. Vlahovic scoring at the 96th minute. It ends 2-2 against Venezia. But guys, it's the 10th draw for Juventus this season. They're 6-10. Last year, we complained about Allegri, that they had no style of play. We didn't know what the team was about. Guys, under Motta, we cannot say that we have a clearer sense of where Juventus is going. The entire calciomercato from this summer is fallimentare. Koopmeiners isn't doing anything particular. Douglas Luiz is a complete flop. Nico Gonzalez, I don't know how many minutes he's played this season. Like, it hasn't gone very well for Juventus. Not the best. And at the end, Vlahovic and La Curva not getting along. Obviously, there's tension there. Guys, something is going to have to give. But if we criticize Roma and Milan for having horrible seasons, we have to be honest. I know they're still undefeated, and I know Juventus fans won't like me saying this, but Juventus is having a terrible season. I don't know how many points behind they are from last year, at least 9 points. And we criticized Allegri, everybody did, for having a horrible style of play. And this Juventus team doesn't have a better one. Like, they're very flat. They're very flat. And everybody thought that after the Manchester City win, things would start picking up. But no, in Serie A, they fall right back into their habit. Like I said, a 10th straight draw this season. They are 9 points behind Atalanta in first place. Guys, not very good. Then we have Roma. Roma, who sort of did better in the last couple of games, fall right back in their old habits. Guys, they lose 2-0 to Como, and Como scoring two goals between the 90th and 96th minute. And we saw different stages of this Roma team. We saw a good Roma team at the beginning. Then we saw Roma starting to get lost and Como starting to activate a bit. And then we saw Roma completely crumble towards the end, allowing Como a big victory. Roma so far, only 16 points in 16 games. They're only 2 points ahead of the Cagliari team, who is holding the last spot for the relegation. Roma right now is battling not to go down in Serie B. Then you have Milan, La Festa del 125th anniversary against Genoa. A flat performance. They had a couple of occasions, nothing crazy. Genoa didn't do much either, but not enough. And we keep complaining about this Milan team. There was a bunch of controversy between who was invited, who wasn't invited, who decided not to show up. Fonseca, benching Theo, name it. Too much negativity around this Milan team. The players aren't performing like they should be performing. This coach isn't performing like he's supposed to be performing. And Milan, Roma, and Juventus for me are the biggest flops of the season so far. And Juventus had a big summer transfer. Roma had a big summer transfer, and they all suck right now, from Dovbyk to Sule to Lefebvre, name them. The only good acquisition this year for Roma so far is Manu Kone, and maybe even Hummels. He's starting to play a bit, but everybody else, guys, is sucking. Milan is having difficulties. Like, nothing's working. And then we wonder why these teams are slowly fading from the top teams. Roma battling for relegation. Even Bologna beat Fiorentina this week, surpassing Milan in 7th spot. And so not a good stretch for this Milan team. Losing too many points with these small teams, and it's not the way to battle for the Scudetto, and not even to actually try to make the Champions League train. They are far from everybody right now. The 4th spot has 31 points. Milan has 23, guys. And it's not even to say they have a game in hand, because they do. But the 4th spot is held by Fiorentina, who also has a game in hand. They need to finish the game with Inter, guys. So it's not to say that Milan has a possibility to have the distance or something like that. No. It really depends, and Milan has to face Bologna, who just beat Fiorentina, who's one of the most informed teams in this campionato. Fantastic soccer from them. Torino beats Empoli 1-0. A cracker of a goal from Adams at the centrocampo. He sees the goalie is out of his net. Beautiful goal. Monza is profondo totale. Keep going down. Lecce beats them 2-1. Verona beats Parma 3-2. And La Classifica, guys, the top 8. Atalanta 37, Napoli 35, Inter 34, Fiorentina 31, Lazio 31, 6th spot Juve with 28, Bologna 25, 3 points behind Juve with a game in hand. Milan 23 points, 2 points behind Bologna now. And then at the bottom, the last 3 teams, Cagliari with 14, Monza and Venezia with 10 points. Incredible. The Serie A is fantastic to watch. Lots of great games. Too bad that my team is sucking this year, but we have to be honest and criticize the teams that deserve to be criticized. Juve, Roma, and Milan so far, horrible to watch. Let's hope they turn it around. I'm a Milan fan. I want to see Milan do good, but it's also important for Serie A to have teams like Roma, like Juve, like Milan to do well. We need them to do well. So they need to pick it up in the second half. We'll see what happens. I keep saying it. Fonseca needs to go for Milan. It's not happening so far. And this week against Verona, could it become fatal Verona one more time if they lose against Verona this weekend? What will happen with Fonseca? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Have a great soccer day.